Welcome, everybody. This is Voice of the Students. I'm your host, Mikey. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to KLP Entertainment for everything GGC. They're here for you. And today we're talking about sex and relationships. I want to introduce our guests from this side.
My name is Rodney Knight. I'm a junior. Major is Writing and Rhetoric Concentration.
My name is Jessica Lynn. I'm also a junior. My major is psychology.
My name is Valentine Moore. I'm a soft junior. I'm pre-nursing, so I have to get in the nursing program to be like a junior. So.
All right. And, season 3. Let's do it. So today with sex and relationships, I want to open the floor on how do you like to date? Anybody can answer first.
I guess it really just depends on how you're doing that. Like, are you talking about what type of like race, or like are you talking about like their personalities and whatnot? It really just depends on the type of like what you're asking for.
For this, I'm asking for everything you're looking for, as deep as you can go.
Well, of course, gotta have a good personality. That's number one, and I think. Also, you gotta look at, what kind of goals does she want from a guy's perspective? Like, does she have goals? Does she want to, have a family? Because, of course, you don't want to be with a woman that doesn't want to have a family. And also, some guys don't really don't care about it. Some guys, they do care about it. Of course, body type. Like, I will admit, I appreciate and love my curvy women, my thick women. I appreciate and love every one of them.
Woo-hoo.
Some guys, they may like slim girls. Some guys, they may like curvy girls. But, I think all of that goes into what kind of girl you're looking for from a guy's perspective.
Can I ask him a question? So there's this whole curvy girl movement going on. And a lot of us curvy girls are like, do you really like us? Or do you like the fetish side of us?
No.
Because there's two separate sides.
No, for me, absolutely no fetish. I will admit, I've liked curvy women since high school.
Okay.
Since high school. So I will say my sophomore or junior in high school.
What does it for you?
It's just like, there ain't nothing better than laying down, watching TV, watching Netflix, laying in the bed while it's raining outside, just cuddling, listen to some smooth R&B music. I mean, ain't nothing better than that, man.
Okay. So you like your girls to have some fluff to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm assuming cuddling is definitely in your
Definitely.
wheelhouse.
Definitely. And cuddling is the best when you with a curvy woman, rubbing the thighs and everything.
I mean.
What about you, Jessica?
I look for someone who's going to understand me as a person. Really respect my boundaries. I have a lot. Well, I don't have a lot, but I set them, and I like them to be applied. What else? Someone who's like a gentleman, like open the doors for me, give me flowers without me having to ask. Knows how to communicate. And yeah, like I said, understand me as a person. That's really pretty much it that I'm looking for. Oh, respects my personal space as well, because I'm abstinent from sex.
Okay.
So
Yes, ma'am.
Respect.
I would say someone that's authentic. In a world that everybody's trying to be like someone else, I want to see the true you. Who are you? Are you goofy? Are you, serious? Like, where are you at? And who are you when the door shuts? I want that person if I'm dating. I don't want someone that's presenting to be something that you think that I want or what society thinks that I want. So authenticity is really big in a world that it is no longer out here. Definitely a gentleman. I like all the old school things. Open the door, pay for the dinner. you know, all those things. That's very important to me. I feel like later on, if we become more serious, then we could start doing that split thing. We're serious. We're a couple, so it doesn't always have to be you. But at the beginning, yeah, you're going to have to court me. You're going to have to show me why I need to be with you.
Right.
Like, everything has to be intentional on what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like to intentionally date.
Yes.
Not just, oh, let's go here and there. No, plan it out.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, I think of course it is good to plan it out, but a lot of people, things go well when they would say like wing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there have been successful dates where they wing it out, you know, think on it on the fly. But of course it is best a lot of times to plan what you want to do to make sure you know everything goes right.
Yeah. At the beginning.
Yeah.
You can start winging it when we have more information about each other. I don't know your middle name. Don't wing it.
Yeah, like the first
Like,
couple dates.
Yeah. I would say like after the first few months, first couple dates, maybe you can start that winging it. But like the first 2-3 dates, plan it out definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so thank you, Jess, for hinting at boundaries, because that's our next question. When is it the right time, you think, to talk about boundaries?
I mean, I don't even think you should go on a date without talking about your boundaries. Because what if we get to that first date and your boundaries are low and mine are high and you have no intention of changing them?
Right.
Now you're going to be mad when I'm like, woo, you trouble.
You
know what I mean? Like, okay, I have nothing else that I want to do with you because we're not on the same playing field.
Right.
I feel like at least come in with your top 5. Like, these are non-negotiable. You have to hit these. And then move to your ones that you're a little wiggly about.
Okay.
I think you should set your boundaries literally when you start talking. Like, I think like when you start to get to know each other, like say for example, you're using this dating app and you guys are, you know, talking, get to know each other, learn each other's names, where y'all from. I think the best time to talk about is when you first talk instead of when you first meet. So that way you'll already be prepared of, hey, I can't do this or I can't say that. So that way y'all two can find that respect for each other. So that way y'all don't push each other's boundaries.
Like icebreakers.
Yeah.
I was going to agree with him. It should happen before the first date. So, because that's why you should.
I can agree with that. So, subsection of this would be, what are y'all's red flags? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Saying I love you right away. Yeah, pretty much the love bombing, wanting me to meet your family too quickly, wanting me to come over your house for the first date, or not meeting in a public space. That's a red flag for me. What else? I have a list on my phone.
If you want to get it out, you can get it out.
Someone that's too available. Like, ooh, why are you so available?
Yeah.
You're not working or hobbies or why are you up my ass and around the corner? You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool. I'm good with check-in texts. I'm good with a good morning, good night text. But if we're dating and getting to know each other, I really don't want to be your everything right now. I want to be your something.
Right.
And let's plan together and come together. But I want to hear about your day. Like, when it's time to talk, oh my God, today at work, I created a merger. Or I saved a puppy, you know? Right. Something interesting. But if we're always texting and talking to each other, what spontaneity do we have? None.
Okay.
Okay, so red flags for me, like I said earlier, not having a goal or, you know, aspirations. Like, for example, if you're not working or not in school, because basically it's like you're kind of depending on me to do everything. So I don't kind of get that, because of course you should try to get your own instead of depending on other people. Second, obnoxious and too loud. like that is a total red flag. If you're loud for no apparent reason, come on, man. because why are you being loud? What's the reason? Like, seriously. So being obnoxious, too loud. I hope I don't get too much flack, but thinking that you the hot shit. Like, I've seen so many videos. Okay, so they will ask, what would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Some of the girls say 12, 20, but doggone well you was not no 12 or 20. It's good to have confidence, but you gotta be legitimate with yourself. Like you said, be authentic with yourself. And some girls are not authentic with themselves. Some guys are not authentic as well. So like you were saying earlier, be for real. If you are an 8, be glad being an 8. If you're a 7 or a 9, be glad you're a 7 or 9. Don't think that you're a 20.
Wait, can I ask? If you're thinking they're a 7 or 8, but she's thinking she's 100, that's you projecting on her.
Well, I think what it is that I prefer, if she's really a 10, then yes, I would think she's a 10. It's just like, don't put too much hype on yourself.
But who's your biggest cheerleader?
Good point.
Yourself.
Good point.
Again, you're projecting how you feel. So you may be looking at that video and you're like, girl, you're nothing but an 8. But when she looks in the mirror every day, she's the best thing God created. And who are any of us to take that from her?
Well, I've seen some girls, they say they a 10, but they look like a 4.
That's your projection. Because he might find that she's 100.
Right.
I might find that she's an 1,000. She might find that she's a -1.
It's all subjective.
It's all subjective.
Yeah.
And you don't want to tear someone down because they think highly of themselves.
True.
That just might not be your slice of pie.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's one thing to be conceited. I can see you say if they were conceited.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Okay, so that's a different story. If she's conceited, then yeah, that's a whole problem.
Yeah, like basically, she thinks she's like a Nicki Minaj or a Cardi B, like stuff like snot nose. Like she thinks she's flossy all the time. Like,
that's totally a turnoff. If you're conceited and you're walking around like that instead of being humble, I agree with you totally. If you're a humble 100, you're even more beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're 100 and you're conceited, yeah, you get knocked down.
Yeah.
So I understand the two.
Yeah.
Okay. What about?
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you look like you had a point. What's going on?
Well, the last red flag was being materialistic.
Okay.
It's not all about the
Yes.
money,
Yeah.
the jewelry, or the clothes that you have, the cars. Like, I dated some guys who was like, oh, but I have money, this, that, and third. Like, always was flexing. If you flexing on the ground with money, yeah, you're blocked.
They doing that for attention.
They have nothing else.
They doing it for
nothing
clout.
else.
They have nothing else.
They doing
Yeah.
it for clout.
Yes.
What about green flags?
They have goals. They have aspirations. They want the best in life. They see a future in you. Like, say for instance, for example, I see us having kids or, having a family, us being a successful, couple, and then, having a big house. It doesn't even have to be a big house, but, just having that future and not rushing it, basically, take the time, let the flowers fall, basically. And also a green flag would definitely be, like their mom likes you. Cause I will say, if their mom likes you, then you're good. Then you're straight, because their cousins and aunties, forget about them. If their parents like you, you're good. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I was going to say, a green flag for me is them having boundaries themselves and properly communicating that with me, not waiting until I mess up or piss them off, and then now it's a whole big issue.
Right.
How their relationship is with their parents and siblings, if they do have some, because that can tell a major theme, like how that person is. if they have a bad relationship with their mother or father. What else? Goal driven. Like has business about himself. He's just not stagnant. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So I agree with everything that they said. I guess maybe a character trait would be someone that's confident. I don't want an alpha male, but I want you to have the swagger of an alpha male.
Oh, okay.
So I want a guy that in a room full of guys that are all against the wall looking at the females that steps out and say, hey you, I want to talk to you. Take some charge. Like, I want that guy. I want the lion. You know, he's leading the pack. He's strong. He knows how to make decisions. He knows how to step outside and say, you only have one life, and I'm not letting her go by.
Right.
So the worst you can say is no, right?
Yeah.
I love a man that can do that. Immediately, yes sir.
Okay. All right. Let's get a little deep. When do you know, or how do you know it's the right time for sex?
When my soul is aligned with that person. Your soul can tell a lot. Like your soul knows before your flesh knows this person isn't for you. And then that's when your flesh starts giving you signs, like when you're nauseous around this person all the time, always have headaches and stuff. Those are signs where you're not aligned with this person. So why let somebody enter you or you enter somebody else, and now you're creating a soul tie that didn't need to be created.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I would probably say when you're probably thinking a lot about them, like, you know, the meaning, like some people may think a lot of things at once, but if they're one of the main things that you think of, I would probably say, like, say for instance, they could do a simple touch and you just flinch a little bit. Because they could like rub your arm and you just roll your eyes and whatnot, and then just get affectionate about that person. And then also I would probably say, you know, the little things. Probably the little things. You know, you probably get turned on the little things they do, like brush their hair, keep a good hygiene. You know, keep them, be well clothed. You just get turned on the little things, basically.
That's a hard question. Because, I mean, I came up in a society where it's like, oh my God, you know, don't be so fluid with your sexuality. Where now everybody is very fluid with their sexuality and who they do it with. I mean, sex is very deep. No matter if you believe that or not, it is. It's two people coming together to make a connection with their body.
Right.
So, to me, I mean, it just depends on where you are in your life. If you're exploring sex and you're getting to know what you like, do you? If you found what you like and you know what you want, then it becomes deeper. It's not any longer just who are you and we're having a good time. So it really just depends on where you're at in life and what sex means to you at that point.
Okay. So how would it, I guess I would say ask the same question, but instead of sex, I would replace it with marriage or lifelong commitment. How do you know it's time for that?
Definitely when they have the same goals and aspirations. Like I said, they want to have a family. They think instead of thinking, you know, 1 year or 2 years from now, they're thinking 10 years from now. They're thinking they will think long term instead of the short term. Now, if they're thinking of the long term, okay, then that person, you think that now you think, hey, this person's serious. And also, you know, like you were saying, goal driven. They're goal driven and see, you know, ahead of time instead of worrying on the now. Like, I think that's the most important thing as to one day getting married is thinking 10 years from now instead of thinking a year from now.
So to combat that with you, the best advice I ever got was from my uncle. Who you are at 18 changes when you're at 25. Who you are at 25 changes when you're at 30. Who you are at 30 changes, and so forth. So your goals and aspirations from here are going to be totally different here. So for me, if we have core principles, our goals will always change. The start line will never look the same. But if our principles align, and then we can build on those, but the foundation starts there, that's how I know we're ready for something even more serious than just dating. So if we have principles that we're like, hey, you and I align on this, we can move forward. Our goals will always change because as we get older, you mature, you want different things, you see different things. But if we can stick with that and always come back like, well, the principle of our relationship, of our marriage was this, that's how I know it's time to move forward and be very serious with you.
What about you, Jess? No problem. Okay. We can respect that. All right. So, how much time with each other is enough time?
For marriage or sex?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay, sex. I'd probably say maybe after between 3 to 6 months. Marriage, some people it's different. Some people will be 6 months. Some people will be 2 months. Some people will be 2 years. I say, if y'all do end up being boyfriend and girlfriend, I say a good time is probably between 1 to 3 years. I think that's good enough time to know each other, see how they are, and if y'all are able to move in together and whatnot, and then you can truly, I think when y'all move in together, then you'll truly know who that person is, because you're gonna be with that person, every single day. So, and if everything goes right after you guys move in together, after a certain amount of time, then I think that's the right move to pop the question.
Okay. Let me be a little bit clearer about how I asked this question. So, when I say how much time is enough time, I'm asking how much time being with that person in a given day is enough time, or in a given week, or in a given month. Just being with that person. Doesn't matter if they're having sex or not, or you're married or not.
Just spending time with
Just
each other.
spending time.
with them.
Just spending time. I should have been more clear about that. Sorry.
I mean, of course, when you first start off dating, you're in the infatuation stage, so you really want to see each other all the time and do everything with each other, I just say as much as you really want, because you really can't, when you're feeling those good feelings and those endorphins, who wants to stop that,
Right.
Now, after you've known each other for months and you then start getting on each other's nerves and saying little things, I really think it's just on the person and just balancing it out. When you start seeing arguments arise, we need to take a little bit more space from each other, give each other time to miss each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that person needs to be able to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
That, all right, we're getting in the territory of getting on each other's nerves. So let's take a couple steps back. Not saying that we don't have to see each other as often, but respect some boundaries, respect that things are changing now. We're a little more serious. We know more about each other. So, it really just depends on how the relationship is going.
Okay.
Me personally, weekends, every weekend we can see each other.
Okay.
Not during the week?
I'm in school, I work. I'm on tunnel vision mode during the week, and then on the weekends, that's when I'm free and we can hang out.
What if you're studying? Sorry.
I would say, if you could see, during a week, since there's 7 days, I would say if y'all could see each other a couple hours, maybe 2, 3, 4 days. I think that would be good. Just spend time with each other, see how their day is, including weekends, 3, 4 days out of the week, and that's what I'm trying to do now and whatnot. Try to see my girlfriend, 3, 4 days a week, because I think seeing each other that long for a couple hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, just doing the little things, I think that's.
I'm a time person, so we can have lunch, and that's good. Thank you. Now you go your separate way. I could be studying, you're rubbing my feet. Ooh, that was great. Go home. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be for long, but I want to see you.
Right.
I want to put my eyes on you and say, oh, you're good, you're breathing, you're not purple today, you know, whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be an extended amount of time. Just quick lunch. Oh, I'm studying for an hour. You know, I got pop up in my school with a smoothie. I pop up at your job with something. And just that little bit of time shows me, hey, because everybody can avoid someone, right? It's the time that you carve out for someone that makes it.
Okay. All right. So how much time is too much time?
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours out the day, like every single day.
Yeah.
I like my personal space. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you meet me after every class? No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
That's what
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, since me and my girlfriend's looking to move out soon, I would say, you know, of course we have our own lives. She's working, I'm working, she got school, I got school. Like, since we'll see each other every single day, like, of course, you know, of course she needs her time. I would say, you know, too much time, I say past 5-6 hours. Unless you're like doing something very important, or unless y'all know spending the day together, something like that. But if y'all not spending the day with each other, the whole entire day, way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess y'all all on the same accord.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 hours. Then.
So, in that same vein, what is the best way to try to balance life and time with your partner?
Communication. Definitely communication. Like,
I've been dating myself for a while, so it's like if I do start dating somebody or getting into a relationship, I have to learn how to be in a relationship again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to unlearn all the toxic ways and actually spend time with this person. But yeah, right now I don't have one. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Again, because time is my love language, everybody has time. It's what you do with it and how you make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're during the week, Monday through Friday, you're working, you're schooling, whatever the case may be, or let's say you work on the weekends, there's some carved out time. Hell, we're young. Come see me at 12 a.m.
Okay.
Spend a couple hours with me. It really depends on how important that person is to you. If let's just say everybody's Monday through Friday. Saturdays you want to hang with your friends. Sunday I would love for that to be our day that we spend refreshing, getting ourselves together, cooking, something, and then I know that during the week we'll see each other maybe for lunch or whatever, but Sundays are our day to cuddle, kiss, be wrapped up in each other all googly oogly, you know, to get that in us.
Okay. I can respect that. All right, so how do you manage stress when you're in a relationship?
oh,
I told you we was gonna go deep.
that is very hard to
That
answer.
is very hard to
and
answer.
I will admit, we have our arguments, but the thing is with a lot of relationships, if y'all have 0 arguments, something's wrong. Because every single relationship is going to have a couple of arguments. But I think what it is too, if you have that tunnel vision and know, you know, what y'all really want at the end of the day, you know, y'all could talk it out and not let y'all anger at each other drag on, basically, and not try to be mad at each other, you know, for a long period of time. And that's what I'm trying to work on right now. And, you know, try not to hold the past against one another too. Like, say if they screwed up or something, don't hold it on their heads and whatnot, because everybody makes mistakes. I admit, I've made a lot of mistakes. I wish I could take back, obviously, but the one thing I don't want is, like, don't hang it off my head and whatnot, and then so that way I won't feel too terrible or bad on myself.
I'll say it's really about understanding who your partner is and how they deal with their stress. So if they want to be left alone, then, or if they want to have a solution to their problem, then help them. Or if they just want to be held, you can do that too. You gotta really understand how they deal with their stuff. Instead of overwhelming them, because I get overwhelmed. I want to be left alone.
It's like the age-old question, you know. There's no really right answer because it really depends on the situation.
Right.
If it's, you know, something that's on fire, you know, do you really thinking about the other person at the moment? Not really, you know. So it really depends on it. It's something I struggle with. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to be, we gonna handle this and we gonna handle it now. And I'm gonna say everything. I'm gonna talk about you and your mama, and then I'll apologize later. Now I'm more of an avoidance person where I'm like, you are stressing me the F out. You go to your corner, I'll go to my corner. We'll talk to each other when we talk to each other. Neither one of those are correct. So, I mean, it really is hard. I think a tool that I'm trying to understand, is this a battle or a war? So if it's a war, all right, I'm fighting for this. But if it's a battle, you can have this one. So, to keep the stress down.
Keep the peace.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Got you. Okay. So, y'all should be able to answer this question. Why is communication important in a relationship?
That's pretty easy. Why is communication so important? Because say if you have nobody else to talk to, nobody else to talk to, there's that person you can talk to, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Like, I will admit, I have like a couple people I talk to, but the one person I talk to every day is my girlfriend. Like, we can talk about anything. And it's good because to have that right communication is because, you know, I will say this. If y'all communication is not good, what's the point of being together? Because the number one thing for relationships in my eyes is communication. It's communication, being able to talk about certain subjects, you know, without getting too defensive or getting emotional and all that, and then everything else. And also, building that good communication builds your bond together too. Because y'all could, like, say for instance, you know, you're comfortable enough to talk to that person about certain subjects, like, you know, mental issues, or, you know, say how you felt after, you know, someone really deep in your heart passed away, family member, friend, and whatnot, and to listen to that person. And I mean, communication, of course, won't be perfect. It won't be perfect, but to be able to talk about certain issues, certain subjects, and not get defensive, and then, you know, not get too emotional, I think that's a good starting point. A good fixture.
I feel like if you don't communicate, it's going to be a lot of things left unsaid. And that's when your mind starts to wonder, starts to create false things. And then now your relationship went to, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Went to shit.
We grown up.
So, yeah, like, you don't want your mind to start assuming, like, communicate your problems or communicate, period. That's weird not to talk. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm a combination of him and Jessica. Like, I don't want to assume. So, let's talk about it. I want to get your side. You can get my side. What you do with each other's sides is between y'all. But at least I said it, and you know where I'm coming from. And, I just feel like Jessica said, communication, you don't want someone filling in your answer. If it's in your head and you're thinking they know it, but they're over here thinking something different. And that goes with anybody, friendships or relationships. Right. So many friendships go to shit, relationships go to shit because they're assuming what this other person meant or said. Right. Instead of just saying, I'm not clearly understanding you. Is this what you mean? Or can you tell me what you mean or how you feel or that? So many things would be solved if you just opened your mouth and said how you felt.
Absolutely.
Like, don't just communicate to give feedback. Actually communicate to comprehend what they're saying.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely.
It's definitely okay to say, yeah, okay, I get your point, but my point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about something really quick before we go. That's hard for people to understand, but we're going to talk about it. In what way is it okay to speak to the opposite sex or potential homewreckers?
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
So, like, say I have a female best friend, right? And I'm a straight dude, and I'm in a relationship with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk to that other person who happens to be female all the time, while also still talking to my girlfriend. But, like, is that, like, what's the boundary there? And is that a decision between me and her? Or is that something that I have to create myself?
Ooh.
And there's other
Wow.
situations that can, there's other situations that can be, you know, new
sticky
friends,
I
situation.
feel like
Yeah.
things like
if
that.
your girlfriend doesn't have a problem with it, and it's not like the best friend isn't overstepping a relationship and boundaries and everything, I feel like it's okay to have a girl best friend and talk to her.
Mhm.
Not about our business,
Right.
but yeah, that's your friend.
Okay.
I think, you know, if they, you know, understanding that, you know, you have your girlfriend and your girlfriend understands, you know, that's your best friend and whatnot. And, you know, as long as you say something instead of keeping it away from them, then I think as long as they're both understanding, then that's cool, because I have a friend that's a woman. Let me clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that I'm in a relationship. My girlfriend knows about my friend that's a woman in school, and they're both understanding. And my friend from school, she says, you know, she's lucky to have me, you know, hope everything goes well. So she's understanding of, you know, hey, this guy, you know, is with this girl, and, you know, they look beautiful together. I wish the best things for them. Then, you know, that I think that's going to be a good kumbaya, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, you know, everyone is understanding of one another.
Can I ask? With your friend that is a girl, do you talk to her about your relationship sometimes?
Yes, but not the big stuff. Like, I'll say a little stuff, like the little things. But like the big stuff, I keep that away from her. Like, I think the thing is, like, if you have, for a guy, if you have a girl best friend, you have a girlfriend, you can talk about the little things, like how you guys are doing and whatnot. But the big stuff, keep that away, because it's not their business.
Let me ask another question. You don't have to answer, because I know sometimes it's going to be sticky. Have you gotten mad at your girlfriend and then talked to your best friend about it?
No.
Never.
No, because I think if you're mad at your girlfriend, the only person that should know is your girlfriend, and then you try to solve that problem. Like, of course, like, I'll go to my guy best friend, not my girl best friend. Like, say your guy best friend, he has experience in these type of situations. And I have done it before where, you know, say me and my girlfriend had a situation, I go to my guy best friend. Because I think for a guy, I think it's better to go to your guy best friend and say if they've had experience in that type of situation, he could come up with a solution to help you and your girlfriend out.
This might be a stretch of me saying that, but that's an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
That usually does not happen.
Yeah, it usually doesn't
That
happen.
does not happen. Usually, when it's the opposite sex that are best friends, you're looking for, what is your best friend? Someone that you can confide into, someone that you can talk to about those crazy things. So if you are a girl with a guy best friend, you want the guy thought process on why my man acting like this.
Right.
And then you're starting to blur the lines of that emotional, oh, well, he acting crazy, but he's cool. And he's going to side with me.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally don't believe in it. I don't.
Well, a lot of people will agree with you, but I think it's good to have a guy best friend and a girl best friend, so you'll have two different, you know, sides.
True that. But the lines get blurred. They do. They get very blurred. They get, oh, you acting up, so I got somebody I know that's going to be my cheerleader. Your guy best friend, your girl best friend, oh, you know, they're acting crazy. And you do have feelings for each other. You have feelings for your friends. When your friends piss you off, don't you get mad at them? Don't you get upset with them? When your spouse pisses you off, you get mad and you get upset with them? Now, people try to act like, oh, well, you know, however they may be, but if there's an attraction level, if there's a deeper level, there's so many things go into it. So don't do that to your spouse. I never want my spouse somewhere thinking like, this dude over here know all her deepest, darkest secrets, or when she mad at me, she run into him.
Right.
Whether we're blurring lines or not. I don't want to give that person the thought process of that. That's a whole nother stress there is right there.
Right.
I don't feel like that's fair because I don't want that in return. Even if you're not blurring lines, well, he got someone else to run to.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a shoulder to cry on. Or the best friend that hears him out. Like, to me, that bothers me.
Well, I mean, now you're assuming that he's always running to this person.
Not necessarily.
Or
because they're your friend.
Because that's
I don't
what.
always run to my guy best friend.
Yeah, I don't always run to my guy or girl best friend either because I try to fix it with my girlfriend right then and there or take it a couple days. Because I think the best thing to do is try to do it without hearing from somebody else. And then see if you can fix it with your girlfriend or boyfriend right then and there. And then if y'all can, then good.
Again, those are like situations that are far few in between in the real world.
I mean, if they have a history of going to their girl best friend and doing stuff with them out of spite because they're mad at you, then that's a whole different story. But if they don't, you can't assume that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, because that could tear a relationship apart as assumptions.
I guess I'm not following you.
Like, you said, oh, he's always going to her, this, that, and third, but you don't know that.
I'm saying I don't want it to be an option. Even if he doesn't, I don't feel comfortable with it.
Oh, so this is personal.
No, to me, I just don't think you should have the two. You said you have a guy best friend, right? You don't always run to him about that situation, but he's there for you to run to.
I almost go to my sister. I don't really.
Again,
It's biased because I don't go to him.
right. Again, y'all's situations are different.
So you're looking at the
The
overall-
broad spectrum.
The broad spectrum.
Okay, well.
Right.
Okay. You're looking
It's
at the
some guys that
higher
be
ground.
The hierarchy, yeah. Like
Okay,
the hierarchy, we've seen it and heard of it 1,000 times. I'm okay with how both of y'all said. That's all great and well, but nah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's all the time we have. I appreciate everybody coming on. Everybody just have a great day. This has been Voice of the Students.
Thanks.